In this chapter, we're going to look at data, and we're going to start off with averages, medians, and modes. So our key terminology for this lesson, to find the mean of a set of data, we add the numbers and then divide by the number of data items. That's the same thing as average. The mean is an example of a statistic. A number describing a set of data. The mode of a set of data is the number or numbers that occur most often. And the median is the middle number or the average of the two middle numbers in a list that has been ordered from smallest to largest. So we're going to practice finding the mean, the median, and the mode, which are all examples of a statistic or a number that describes a set of data. So we're going to start with the average or the mean. So when you're finding the mean, you're going to add up all of your numbers and then divide by the number of items that you have. So if we look at the first example, I'm going to take all of these numbers that I see and I'm going to add them all together. And then I'm going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because I have 7 pieces of data. So let me simplify my numerator. 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 25. And I get 70. So 70 over 7, and that's going to give me 10. So the average or the mean of this particular set of data is going to be 10. You can do this with any type of numbers, whether it's decimals or fractions or even dollar amounts. So if we look at number 7, again, we're going to add all of our numbers together and divide by how many we have. Looks like I have 6 in this one. So when I add 3.8 plus 1.2 plus 7.6 plus 5.6 plus 1.2 plus 7.6, I get 27. 27 over 6 is not going to divide in evenly, but I can reduce it. And since my original data set is in decimals, I'm going to go ahead and record my answer in decimals. So I'm going to do 27 divided by 6, which is going to get me 4.5 for the average. Now let's look at the median. Now this is the number in the middle. Now in order to find the number in the middle, the first thing you have to make sure is that your numbers are in order. If they are in order from either least to greatest or greatest to least, then you can find the number in the middle. The easiest way I find to do this, once they're in order, so if you look at our first example, 10, 10, 10, 13, 13, 15, 15, that's definitely in order. So to find the number in the middle, I just start by crossing each end off until I get to the middle. So there's 2. So I've got 3 on each side, so it looks like my median is the number 13. So what happens if in a data set you have an even number of data points? So here we had an odd, so we knew that there would be a middle. But if you look at another example, such as the one right below it, number 13, there's only 4 data pieces. Well, the first thing you would have to do would be to rewrite it and make sure everything's in order. So we would rewrite this as 4, 10, 12, and 16. Now, if I start to cross off to find numbers in the middle, I actually have 2 numbers in the middle. So what I have to do is find the average, in other words, add them together, divide by 2, or in this case, 10 and 12, their average is going to be 11. because that's the number in the middle of 10 and 12. If you add them together, you'd get 22 divided by 2, which is 11. So if you've got an even number of data points, then you're just going to find the two middle numbers and then average them to find your true median. So let's do one more. So let's do number 15. First thing I'm going to have to do is put them in order. So let's see, it looks like my smallest one is 1.9. I like to cross them off after I write them off, that way I know I've dealt with them. Looks like my next one's going to be 2.5, and then 2.9, and then 3.2, and then 3.8, and finally 4.2. Now we can find the numbers in the middle. So I'm going to cross off one at a time. So I've got 2, and it looks like I have two middle numbers. So I'm going to add together 2.9 plus 3.2 and divide by 2. So 2.9 plus 3.2 is 6.1 divided by 2 gives me 3.05. Put it over here since I ran out of room. So that's going to be the median of my data set on number 15. So we've talked about mean, median, and now we're going to talk about a mode. A mode is a data or a statistic that represents the number that occurs the most in the data set. So you don't have to have them in order, you just need to look to see if there's one number that occurs more than another number. So for number 19, or our first example, it looks like the mode would be 5 because it occurs 3 times. If we look at the next one, I don't see a number occurring at all, so we would say no mode. In 21, I see 30 happening twice, and I see 25 happening twice, which means this is called bimodal, or there's 2 modes, and so I would list both of them. 25 and 30 are both modes of the data set. So you could have a single mode, you could have no mode, or you could have 2 modes.